This is the KitchensinkWP Podcast, episode 271.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology.
Well, hello there, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the KitchensinkWP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have 4 WordCamps coming up. WordCamp Lagos, May 10th and 11th. There's also a kids and a teen camp as well. It's a Friday, Saturday event. I've seen kids camps. I haven't seen a teen camp per se, but it actually said in the description, kids/teen. Kind of cool. WordCamp Calgary, May 10th and 11th. Also Friday, Saturday, and also a kids camp. So 2 kids camps next weekend. WordCamp Plovdiv, May 11th and 12th, and WordCamp Košice, May 11th, 2019. So if you're in those areas, by all means, you should go. There are none in the U.S., in the continental United States, which is just fine. All right, moving on to segment 1 in the news. A couple of things here. WordPress 5.2 was pushed back to May 7th, which will be 1 day after this episode comes out. RC1 is now available for testing, has been for about a week, I believe. So 5.2 is coming out. Also in the news, BuddyPress 5.0 will begin to display debug info in the new health info screen. Kind of a convoluted way to say that. But if you're using BuddyPress, they will now display debug info in the new health site info screen. And lastly, in the news, I did go to WordCamp Orange County. I mentioned it last week or the week before. I think, last week, that I might go, might not go. I did, and it worked out. I surprised a lot of people. Primarily, main 2 people to surprise were Stephen Harvey and Jen Miller, good friends of mine. But everybody was surprised. I had had a 3-year absence of that WordCamp. If you recall, 3 years ago, I was in a pre-event accident. I cracked a rib go-karting, yet I still recorded an episode that weekend. It just was very short breath doing it. And then last 2 years, I didn't go because of the timing, and I had moved across the country. So 3 years later, I went back, had a great time, really good to see a lot of people. And thanks for having me. And it was just a great event once again. So, I also saw my parents. I surprised my parents. And I got to be careful. As I start to surprise my parents, they're getting a little older. I don't want it to be like a woohoo surprise, and that's that. So I'm careful that way as well. So it was good, though. Had a great time. All right, moving on. Segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode, dealing with a bout of burnout. So this week, I want to revisit something I spoke about just shy of a year ago. I hadn't realized it'd been almost that long. It was like June of last year, episode 225, when I spoke about ways to avoid entrepreneurial burnout. And to be brutally honest, as I always am here on the show for you, I am on the verge of it, or I felt like I'm on the verge of it. I'm second-guessing my purpose, the meaning of what I'm doing, and just all the things that it takes to run a business. And, it's just, that's where I'm at mentally. And also, pulling a glute muscle 4 weeks ago has not helped whatsoever. That is for sure. I've totally noticed the lack of energy and motivation without the level of exercise that I was doing. I know that I was just a lot more productive and energetic when I would do these workouts in the morning with the guys. And not having that, it's just tough lately. I am close to being back and being healed up for the most part. It's been 4 weeks, like I said. I do miss being out there in the mornings, pushing myself, and I was just more productive. So it's just a slow process. As we get older, things heal much slower. So it's been 4 weeks. I plan on going out this coming week to see how it feels, but it's not a great... I don't want to get hurt. I want to take it easy. I don't want to get re-injured, if you will. So in doing some research on running the business, I found the following 6 items that I'm going to start using as my baseline check-in. And I think maybe you could use these too. As business owners, these are things that we really need to revisit on a weekly, if not monthly, bare minimum quarterly basis, things to check in. Okay, so first and foremost, you got to take care of yourself. Exercise, like I said. Yeah, I'm there, but at the moment, I'm also injured, so I'm on injury reserve. But you need to allow for recovery days and take days off. And I mean like really days off. Just not doing anything. I mean, case in point, yesterday, I just took the whole day off. I did my quick little 2.5, 3 mile loop walk, mile jog to see how it felt. But I didn't do any work more than I had to. It's a Saturday for one. But that said, take days off. You got to take care of yourself, exercise, and have days for recovery. And I'll talk more about the exercise aspect in a little bit later. Okay, number 2, got to have a life outside of my business. And I'm like, what? And I saw this over and over again in the research I did. And I'm guilty here. I feel like I do work a lot. I think about work a lot. The ideas I get. My wife thinks I work too much. But I think it's time that I really do need to step away, get out, go to a museum, go to a movie, beach, hike, which is back to self-care and exercise. And I realize this also. Ideas will come to me when I'm out doing these things. And they'll come to you too. And if you're afraid of not remembering them, the best ideas in the shower, then going down the drain, we turn the water off. That's always my philosophy. I'm like, oh, great idea. And then I get out of the shower and I forget. So if you're out about doing something, step away from work, go to a hike, go to a museum, but you're afraid you're going to have a great idea that's going to solve a problem, take a notebook with you, pen and paper, or even an audio recorder, not your phone, because that's easy to go down that rabbit hole, and then jot it down real quick, but only bring it out if you really need it. Okay, so get out of your business. Step away for a half a day, a couple hours consistently. Okay, I don't do this nearly enough, and I'm going to. I really am. Okay, got to look forward. You got to keep my eyes open. This is number 3 for new ways to accomplish things. Meaning, take chances. But if anything, it's a critical part of the running the business. I have to do that. I have to take a chance, and it's kind of a weird mental place to be. But looking forward, like, okay, where do I want to go? Take the chance and get there. How do I get there? Do I need to pivot again? I've already pivoted twice in this instance of Concierge WP, of my agency side of things. So I have to look forward, to keep my eyes open to accomplish things in a different way that I have never thought of before. Okay, got to stay organized, and so do you. I do pretty well here. Do you? It's a question for you. Let me know. I have way too many business ideas that can be a bit leading to being scatterbrained, as they used to say, right? So having the ideas is fine. The key is it's a matter of following through on them or parking them until the time is right or the time it becomes available. So again, gotta stay organized. I use the productivity planner. I've talked about it before, and I'm reviewing even using that. I'm also looking at some other time tracking tools, and I'm actually going to talk about that in a week or two from now. I have a tool we talked about. I'm doing a review. So, again, stay organized. Jot things down. Stay on task. Okay. Number 5 here is nurture relationships. This is a total must, especially for those working from home and working as solopreneurs or alone day to day. Yes, I travel, I go to WordCamps, I go to conferences. That's huge. But also other relationships outside of just work business type of things. I'm fortunate that I did meet this group of guys through the F3 workouts that I do, and that's really, really helped a lot. The fact that I was sore, I was out of commission for the last 4 weeks and haven't worked out them. We have a Slack channel, and I've gotten 4 direct messages on Slack, them checking in on me, which has been really nice and really good. So got to nurture those relationships, keep those open, get out, have a coffee, have a beer, have tea, etc. Nurture relationships with friends and family, so there's that as well. And then the number 6th way here is make decisions. So business owners have to be decisive. And you got to remind yourself, I need to remind myself that I'm the expert at what I'm doing. And I need to also trust my gut. It's me saying no recently to certain opportunities that have been awesome. I've said no to probably half a dozen in the last 4 months that were surprising to me that I said no to in one aspect, but really refreshing that I could say no. For example, that NDA episode I did a few weeks back, well, I didn't sign it. So that's the short answer there. And I walked away from it. It just wasn't the right fit. And we walked away. And I'm okay with that because it's an opportunity cost. And I'm paying attention to what I even have told you and shared with you about red flags, about clients and pre-clients, if you will. So I did walk away from it. Okay, so those are the 6 real quick. Recapping those, take care of yourself, exercise, right? Have a life outside of my business. Look forward to see what new things I can do to take chances. Be organized, nurture relationships, and make decisions. Okay. So circling back to the taking care of myself. I recently told my wife, like 2 days ago, that I'm looking at taking a vacation this year. And she did roll her eyes and realized, didn't quite believe me. But I realized it's been 9 months since I've took my last vacation. And I'm pretty sure that's where these feelings are coming from. We all need time to recharge. I know I do, apparently. So I'm looking at my calendar. I'm putting X's on the few days that I won't be working in the next, let's say, 90 days, next 3 months. I'm looking forward in my calendar. I'm going to X out 2-3 days at a time. Let's say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, long weekend kind of thing. So if something comes up on my calendar from a client's perspective, I can say, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation that week. And it's ironic because I remember my father doing the same thing every few months with my mom at the kitchen table. My mom made him sit down and say, hey, we're taking vacation as a family, or just them two would go away. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually mark out some dates, not work those days. Even if it's a staycation, just not work, just going to not be available, and things will be okay. I have to believe that. Okay, so there you have it. I might be missing something in that list, but it's a starting point. But it's also something to use as a check-in, perhaps, like I said, weekly, or at least, weekly, monthly, I'm not sure yet, but there you have it. Do you have something that you want to do as well, that you want to share? Let me know. I'd love to share something that you as a small business owner also might be using to kind of beat the burnout potential, because it's there. It's just like under the surface and you don't realize it till it's almost too late. I'm just really glad I realized it. But I'm working on making that change there so I don't get burned out, because that can't be good for anybody, right? So, all right. Moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip, it's a website called transparenttextures.com. I found this as I was looking for some design help working on a background image in Beaver Builder. And it's pretty cool. It's free. It's over at transparenttextures.com. It's pretty cool. Check it out. And like I said, that's all I got on that. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead and send it in. Adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon. Also on the website, you can sponsor the show, and you know how to do that as well. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great week. Go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.